The Spanish acknowledge it in their cooking, and so do many of the Asian nations. It's the way chicken combines so wonderfully with seafood. And they're the perfect partners in the consuming passions, chicken and prawn fandango, a Spanish name, but more an Asian style of dish. Easy to prepare, quick too. First, the chicken. Just 300 grams or so will be enough for 4 people, and I cut it into bite-sized pieces. I'm using skinless, boneless leg meat. Once cut, I sprinkle it with a little 5-spice powder, that enchanting blend of star anise, fennel, cinnamon, cloves, and Szechuan pepper, which needs to be treated with some respect because it's quite potent. I don't want to overpower the dish. Just a half a teaspoon or so. Once done, I set that aside. Now to the prawns. I use green or uncooked prawns so they don't look very green, and look at these beauties from Western Australia. About 400 grams or so will do. I buy them shell on, then I can use the head and shell to make a little stock, just simmering them in enough water to cover. The prawn meat itself I cut along the back and take out the digestive tract. I rinse, pat dry, and they're ready to cook. Now to the ingredients which go to make up a spicy sauce. First, a piece of ginger is peeled and then crushed. It's then chopped up finely. A couple of cloves of garlic are crushed, and they too are chopped up finely. Then I cut some white parts of 2 or 3 spring onions, and all these are put in a mortar and ground. Then I add some coriander seeds and some fresh coriander leaf and a little chili, either minced or prepared chili like this. And if I'm cooking the dish for children, I leave the chili out and serve it separately. One more thing to prepare before cooking, and that's some capsicum strips, red and yellow, the national colours of Spain, which give the dish its name, the Fandango. So, everything's ready. Now the fun part can begin. Into a hot pan, I put a little peanut oil, an oil that's low in saturated fat, a little sesame oil for that nuttiness, and in go the chicken pieces. And they'll quickly stir fry for 2 or 3 minutes so that they're almost cooked. Then out they come, a little dusting of flour on the prawns, and in they go. They'll only need a minute or so. If they start to stick, I just add a little more oil. And then they come out. And in go the strips of capsicum. Again, 30 seconds or so. And they come out. Time to cook up those spices, actually just to sizzle them a little. If the pan is dry, I just put in a spot more oil. Oh, bliss. And then I'd simply deglaze the pan with a little of that prawn stock. And allow it to reduce a little. Then I remove from the heat and stir in a little coconut milk. Remembering that coconut milk does contain saturated fat, and the Heart Foundation recommends using it only occasionally. Once the coconut milk has been added, the mixture should not boil again. I simply now stir in the chicken, the prawns, and the capsicum, and allow them just to simmer gently for 5 minutes. To serve, I'd recommend a bed of plain cooked rice, and then I'd top it with that stunning spicy chicken and prawn fandango. A little topping of capsicum strips, a sprinkling of spring onion, and the dish is complete. Almost. Perhaps a little glass of a white wine, something fruity, something white, possibly made with Riesling grapes. From Consuming Passions, till next time, bon appetit.